After 4 days of rest, the Toronto Maple Leafs continue their losing skid. The Maple Leafs have now lost 6 of their last 7 games. Obviously, we're not doing too well. You got Clarkey. You got myself. Other than this loss, how you doing, Clark?
Tough pill to swallow. I mean, it was a tough game to watch. Been a tough week, and a lot of optimism built over the week, but shattered tonight. So in terms of the Leafs, not doing so well. But hey, it's the weekend, so can't complain on that front. How about you?
I mean, it's been a tough week for me. I've just been sitting on this, waiting. A lot of build up to tonight. 4 days of build up, just rest. The Wayne train's coming back. Galchenyuk's going to debut, and then it continues. The Toronto Maple Leafs continue this losing skid. Feels like something I've seen before in the past.
A little bit of deja vu, eh?
Just a bit. Just a bit. Leafs losing 6 of their past 7 games. We're going to continue playing this word game that I've been doing on the post-game show recently. Clarkey, if you were to describe the Maple Leafs loss with one word, what would it be? And everyone in the comments section chime in as well.
Yeah, I want to see some comments. I want to see some harsh reactions, realistic reactions. Shoot in your messages, but I'm going to say lackluster. I think the Leafs fell flat on their I can't speak tonight. Flat on their face tonight. I think that overall the Leafs just came out, and we've been into the game. It was tough to watch, and I mean there was glimmers of hope, but I'd say overall it was lackluster, and it was disappointing, and it didn't tell me anything that I wanted to see or show me anything I believed in throughout the week. So it was tough. It was tough.
For me, the word is disappointing. You said it at some point in there. Disappointing for me. This team had 4 days of rest after coming off a losing skid. I expected this team to come out firing. I expected them to come out motivated, and it just didn't come to fruition tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs. This was not a good game from the Toronto Maple Leafs. We got a question regarding tomorrow's starter. Tyler says, do you think if Campbell wins tomorrow, we should give him more starts? And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say, either way, we should give Jack Campbell some more starts if he's feeling healthy.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to deal with these questions tonight because I think a lot of Leafs fans have comments they want to share about Anderson. But, that is a consideration Keefe needs to go to. I mean, Anderson hasn't been that hot, and we'll get into it, get into the whole issue there, if it is an issue. But, yeah, I could see that happen. I mean, when a team's struggling, you need to mix it up. So that's definitely a potential opportunity there, Tyler. Thanks for that comment.
Well, Freddie himself has said that he's not 100%. So Jack Campbell, obviously not 100% either. It would be nice to be able to see these guys play a bit of more of a split role together, and you ride with the hot hand when you can. Jack Campbell, he's been good in the few games he's played for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. I'd like to see some more of him. I recently picked him up in one of my fantasy leagues. I expect big things from Jack Campbell when he gets back.
Well, I don't want that to happen because I have Anderson in fantasy right now, and he's not doing too well, so got to give him more starts, Yeah,
I mean, you got to call a spade a spade. He just hasn't been as good as you'd like him to be. He hasn't been good enough recently.
Yep, for sure. We got some comments in here. Oh, my gosh. William Bennett. Jonathan Bernier for Anderson in a 5th. That's disrespectful. I didn't think we're going to get that quickly. Wow, that's disrespectful.
No. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. There's a comment here about Morgan Riley. Old School says, Riley is crap this year. 3 goals in 31 games. And, Morgan Riley, he hasn't been looking like himself. But I'm not going to say it's because he's only had 3 goals in 31 games. That's not why I am upset with Morgan Riley. I'm disappointed in his performance, but not for this reason. It's because of the turnovers. It's because just the lack of solid defensive play from Morgan Riley at times this year. There was a stretch where he was playing outstanding, but recently he has been not living up to his expectation along with the rest of this team. 3 goals in 31 games, that's not even my concern.
Yeah, I mean, we're not asking for the Riley of a couple of years ago where he got 80 points. I mean, it's more, or close to 80 points. It's more being our defensive leader and being the quarterback on the blue line. And I think that at points in the season, you're right. Like, he started off shaky, but then he shored that up. And when the Leafs were on hot roll, he was a key player in that success of the Leafs. But recently, like a lot of other players on the team, he's been struggling. So it is a cause for concern. And I think as one of the key leaders of the Leafs, he wears the A for a reason. He needs to step it up. And I've already seen some comments too about Tavares. We'll get into all those about the Leafs leaders, because I think that's key for a struggling team. Is we need guys that are vets and leaders on this team to step it up and get us through this dark time.
Let's go back to Freddie Anderson, because that's obviously the hot topic right now. Donnie, thank you for this comment. Thank you very much for this comment. I was going to get to this. 7 block shots tonight. You can't keep blaming Freddie. And you know what? You can't keep blaming Freddie. Thank you. I rarely put blame on Frederik Andersen. Tonight, the only goal I can actually blame on Freddie is the 3rd goal of this game. The one where it was a weak shot, had a minor bounce, but he should have had that save. Frederik Andersen tonight. He was not to blame for this loss. I sound like a broken record saying it. If you want to say it in the comments section that you think Freddie's to blame, you go ahead, but that's not the case. You can be narrow-minded and believe that, but that is absolutely not the case. Look at the block shots tonight. Calgary, blocking shots left and right. 29 shots blocked versus just 7 for Toronto. What about the turnovers? Toronto committed 15 turnovers. They're giving away the puck, and they're not getting in the way of shots. They're leaving their goaltender out to dry.
I got 2 nice stats to complement what you just said here. So both on blocks and giveaways. So we'll do giveaways first. In the past 3 games, this is an average taken from the past 3 games against Calgary, Ottawa, and Winnipeg. In the past 3 games, the opponent has given up 36 giveaways in total. The Leafs 50. So there's a 14 glaring difference there. That's a problem. And the second one for blocks, which is even more surprising. In the past 3 games, the Leafs have blocked a total of 27 shots. Their opponents blocked 60. So there's a 33 block difference in the past 3 games. That shows you something. That shows you that the Leafs aren't getting on all fours and showing that they want to win. That shows you that the opponents they're playing want it more. And it's a problem for the Leafs and a problem for Freddie, and it's showing up not only in losses, but his stat line and his performance, which isn't fair.
Yeah, you can, and this is what's trending on Twitter all the time. Almost every single time the Maple Leafs are losing, you can count on Frederik Andersen being trending on Twitter. And, his goals against average, save percentage, worst statistics of his career this season. But seriously, look into other statistics more than just putting all this blame on Frederik Andersen. It's very frustrating to see Frederik Andersen getting all the blame. He's just a scapegoat at this point. Toronto Maple Leafs, the team in front of them, are not blocking the shots they need to. They're not making they're just turning the puck over too frequently. They're making too many mistakes in front of Freddie.
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult because at the end of the day, we have to call a spade a spade. As much as we want to defend him, we also do have to admit that he's not playing to his full potential. And as he was a top 5 goalie the past 5 years, arguably longer than that, and he's got a lot of wins for the Leafs. I think he's close to 150 now or something like that. Like, he's a great goaltender, but he hasn't been recently, and we have to call that what it is. But at the same time, we have to give considerations to blocks, giveaways, and other these parts of the game that are just as important and contribute to why we're losing. So I think that's some great analysis, and thank you, Donnie, for bringing in that comment. And everyone, keep shooting in your comments. We got a lot of stuff to go through tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Frederik Andersen, 4th all-time in Maple Leafs wins by goaltenders. That's a nice stat considering how long and how rich this team's history is. But this season, it's obvious he's been struggling. But how many games can you say that Frederik Andersen's to blame for this game? Even after that last Ottawa game, I saw people saying, "Oh, it's Frederik Andersen's fault." Michael Hutchinson allowed 2 goals on 3 shots to open up that game. Like, the blame for Frederik Andersen is ridiculous. It's like everyone's just got to jump on this bus, and if you can't talk them down, you got to join them.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of comments in here too. Abbas says, "Wins mean nothing as a goalie." Says
Pardon?
this is. He's got another comment here. He's not saving the stops. Momentum saver 0. Okay. I mean, you got to get the different perspectives. Brooks' speculation here says Andersen's not 100%. What do you think of that?
Who said this?
Brooksy. One of our stat crunchers here at Maple Leafs Media.
Jason Brooks, yeah. Andersen is also not 100%. And yes, he said this. And yes, I will say, obviously, he hasn't looked 100%, and that could be to blame for it. But you got to be honest with yourselves here. At what point in the season is a goaltender who's getting shots at them nightly fully healthy, 100%? It's not really a thing that you see in the NHL. Goalies are never fully 100%. So while he's definitely dealing with stuff, lingering injuries, I don't know what it is. He needs to be better.
Yeah, and Brooks' follow-up here said he did say himself earlier this week he wasn't 100%. And, saying that to the media or whatever, how he got that out, maybe that's a conversation you need to have with management and say, look, I need to take some time off. Clearly not performing to my potential. Can you give that to me? And I know he's already had a lot of time off, so it's difficult for the Leafs to be that flexible, especially down the stretch, because let's face it, the season's make it or break it the next few weeks. Like, we need to get our stuff together or we're going to be struggling. Seriously.
Yeah, I mean, if we lose tomorrow night, there's going to be a new team in first place because the team in second and third, Edmonton, Winnipeg, play each other tomorrow night too. One of them is going to win that game. So tomorrow we need to win. I think the big question right now is, as a Maple Leafs fan, do you think we should be worried?
I'll let you take this one first.
I think there's definitely cause for concern. There's definitely cause for concern when you lose 6 of your last 7 games. There's cause for concern. The momentum has shifted in the direction of the Winnipeg Jets, the Edmonton Oilers. Vancouver's even turning it on now. Calgary, Vancouver, these teams are all competing for that 4th spot. We have Winnipeg and Edmonton trailing just behind us. We should definitely be worried as Maple Leafs fans right now. This team has given me no reason to not be worried right now. Not sure what happened to Clarkey here, but yes, we should absolutely be worried right now. This team is just it's been worrisome recently. Clarkey will be back in a second. Let's get to some comments here. And Clarkey's back.
Sorry, I was switching chairs here. Sorry about that. My back was hurting.
The question was, should we be worried, Clarkey?
I'm gonna say let's leave it till tomorrow night. I mean, right before we got on the show, I was looking at the divisions, and definitely we're probably in the tightest division in hockey right now in terms of teams being in similar point standings and games played. So it's going to be really tight down the stretch. So I'd say if we don't start winning soon, we got to be really, really worried. Right now, yes, cause for concern, but I think we got to see what happens in the next few games and the next couple of weeks, and also how the Leafs respond. Because I think, at the end of the day, if we are what we truly think we are, which is winning the division and potential Stanley Cup contenders, not saying winners, but contenders, then we need to show adversity here and bring it together. That's where true teams are made and true teams show their championship pedigree. We need to bring it together the next few games.
We need to respond. And I was expecting that response tonight. After 4 days off, we had lost 5 of our last 6 games, now 6 of our last 7. This is frustrating, and I think we should absolutely be worried. This team needs to turn it around quickly. Remember, it's not an 82-game season. It's just 56 games this year. There is little wiggle room for failure right now. This is a major concern in my eyes. Let's see what everyone here in Leafs Nation says. John says, not yet. Yeah, see, we should 1,000% be worried. Yes. Long yes. If Leafs lose Saturday, all hell will break loose.
Yeah, that's definitely true, especially on Twitter.
Stop sucking up to Freddie. He lets in too many easy goals lately.
Wow.
So tonight, I can only blame one goal on Freddie tonight. A deflection isn't an easy thing to stop. Like, I know other goalies. I've seen a tweet. I've seen tweets that say other goalies make saves on deflections. How frequently do you see a goal allowed on a deflection for the Toronto Maple Leafs? It's like a nightly thing. Every single game, there's a deflection that goes in. So I don't know what it is about the Toronto Maple Leafs. You need to take away shots from the point. It's something that we need to be concerned about.
Well, I think that's what we were talking about just now, is that like block shots, for instance, the Leafs lag their opponents significantly. So I think that that's an example of the Leafs lagging in terms of defensive zone play.
Yeah, exactly. We have not been blocking shots. We have not blocked enough shots, and we've been just giving the puck away. Silly turnovers. It all started in that Vancouver game where William Nylander fired it over the glass, and then Mitch Marner with a drop pass gives Vancouver a 3-on-1. And ever since then, we have turned the puck over way too much. Pro Guide Entertainment here says, I noticed the Leafs turn over the puck way too much. Maybe he's playing hurt or something looks off with the team. Too many changes in personnel causing the timing to be off. The turnovers have been it's been amazing to watch. It honestly has been amazing to watch how much this team is
sloppy, eh?
Sloppy.
It's sloppy. Yeah.
It's been it's been horrid. It's been hard to watch. I love the game of hockey, but watching these past 7 Leafs games has been difficult.
Okay, I got an interesting comment in here. I think, well, not me, but Brian. And I think it's actually, this could relate to the turnovers. He says, don't you think the Leafs play has become somewhat predictable by opposing teams? And opposing teams are better prepared as opposed to earlier in the year. Combine that with not getting enough shots to the net. Do you think that that predictability has led to more turnovers, or has that predictability meant that teams are more well prepared for the Leafs, and that Leafs have turned over the puck more, they haven't matched up better, and what we saw at the start of the season is slowly fading away? What do you think about that?
Well, think about how we score most of our goals. With Austin Matthews, from that classic Austin Matthews shot, we pass the puck around in the offensive zone like crazy. I feel like that's definitely been predictable for defenses to adjust to. But combining that with not getting enough shots on net, that's also a result of passing the puck too much and just simply not shooting it on net. Wayne Gretzky said it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. The Maple Leafs need to shoot the puck more, and good things will happen.
Amen to that. That's a great quote. We got people ripping on Thornton in here, eh?
Okay, Joe Thornton. ASC says, should the Thornton experiment end?
No one's safe right now.
Okay, Thornton, I'll say this, okay? Joe Thornton, I love him. I love Jumbo Joe. And he's obviously not the player he was 15 years ago. Obviously. Recently, he has looked slow. Too slow for the first line. I'll say it. He's looked too slow to play on that first line. You put Zach Hyman back on that first line, that'd be a better fit. You've seen how Hyman works with Marner and Matthews. Thornton can slot down on the 3rd or 4th line. Maybe play a rotational role, have some nights off. It might help him out. but he has really struggled. He had 9 points in 9 games, the first 9 games of the season, and ever since then, it's just been downhill. It's not time for the experiment to end, but maybe the experiment of him on the first line.
I gotta admit, and everyone has their own opinion, and I respect the people that put them up in the comments, and keep shooting your comments in. But the comment about, yes, let's end the experiment, I don't think we brought Thornton in to win a few random games in our division. I think we brought him in to win the Stanley Cup or get damn close. And what does he have compared to a lot of players that the Leafs have that they don't have? He has the experience. He's been in the playoffs. He has over 1,000 career points. He's a guy that, yeah, he hasn't won the Stanley Cup, but he's been deep in the playoffs, deeper than anyone else on the team. We need his experience down the stretch. So to anyone saying, yeah, let's waive Thornton, let's go get some fresh guy from Columbus, a young buck 23-year-old. Yeah, that's going to be a great idea. He's just going to choke in the playoffs like all the rest of the Leafs have the past 3 or 4 years. We need Thornton down the stretch. We got to see what he can do. It's one season. The biggest thing is at the end of the year, we let him go. He's 43. Let him go to across the seas or another NHL team and probably burn out for the rest of the year. So, to anyone that's saying, oh, yeah, let's get rid of Thornton right now, we got to keep him. We have to keep him, and we have to see and let him play it out the rest of the year. That's my opinion. But, again, you can be hard on Thornton, I think, especially a bit more because he's playing on the first line. And we could slot in someone. It's an opportunity cost. When you play a guy that's 42 with the young top players on our team and he's not performing, that may drag him down. So maybe we need to mix it up, put Hyman in there or someone else.
I agree with that. Like, I don't think it's a good fit on the first line anymore. It was looking nice. They had a good chemistry, Matthews, Marner, and Thornton. But really, Thornton, or rather Matthews and Marner, were carrying the weight of the load of that line. And you put anybody beside Marner and Matthews, they're going to look good. They're going to get points, and they're going to look good. But recently, Thornton's looked slow, and he's just not looked like himself. He's looked like a shadow of himself. So moving him down to that third or fourth line might be a good thing for him. I understand that it's nice to have him around the locker room, a great leader, so much experience. He's a veteran. It's great. But it's not a good fit on the first line. Consider that experiment over in my eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta admit, this is a funny comment. Old School says, Leafs are not a retirement home. Yeah, I guess we got some older guys on our team, eh?
Well, this is the thing that it's been going on for years. People have been saying that, like, ever since we brought in Ron Francis, Owen Nolan, Joe Newendike, that
aging
group.
Superstars.
Yeah, Brian Leach. Like, people have just considered Toronto a retirement home, but it is what it is. Pro Guide Entertainment says we just have to believe. Keep calm.
That's some optimism.
Keep calm and believe, right? Keep calm and believe. We got the Wayne train back. Maybe he can give this team a spark that we need.
We got to get into that. We got to talk into some of, Galchenyuk as well as Wayne Train coming back. That was some interesting action from both of them tonight, eh?
Pardon?
That was some interesting action from both Galchenyuk as well as Wayne Train's return.
Yeah, let's start off with Galchenyuk. Alex Galchenyuk tonight, 11 minutes, 19 seconds on ice, and I thought he was a factor out there. Didn't get on the score sheet. He had 3 shots on goal, 3 hits. He looked like the hardest working player on the Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, and he's playing for a role on this team. He's playing for a spot on this team. 7 teams since being drafted in 2012. He had 130-goal season in 2015. Ever since then, a real decline because he's just been unable to get comfortable in an organization. So what do you think of his performance tonight?
Yeah, I think overall, like, his signing was pretty low risk. Like, we signed him. He's been shuffling around the last couple of years, so he's been struggling. But I think, when he came out tonight, you nailed it in the head. I think he came out with a lot of energy. Came out with a guy that's got something to prove. He seems very motivated. He seems like he's frustrated a bit in terms of, what's been his situation recently. But I think he came out with a lot of energy. He threw the bod nicely a few times throughout the night. And he's got a lot of speed. I mean, we saw it on the first shift. It wasn't really much of an impact, but I just remember him skating around the net, and the guy's got a lot of speed. So if he can slot in with Nylander and Tavares, and that works out, then great. We know he can be a goal scorer. He was drafted high for a reason, so hopefully he can have an impact. But yeah, no, I think it's too early to tell, but it was interesting to see him out tonight.
I thought he looked good out there, and I'd like to see him have a similar performance tomorrow night. Hopefully, he can get on the score sheet.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He's been a hard worker. With the Toronto Marlies in 6 games, he had 8 points, 2 goals, 6 assists.
He doesn't belong in the NHL, in the AHL. He does not belong there.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. He's been shuffled around so frequently, and that's really draining mentally as well. Dan here, a Montreal fan, says 6th team, and in the 6th hasn't played a full season since Montreal. That's great. That's great.
Dan knows it best. Dan's seen him in his best years. So, Dan, if you got any more opinions about Galchenyuk, shoot him in here and show us Leaf fans some of your insight.
Offset here says Wayne can't be on the last line, and I agree with this, but I will make the exception for tonight and a few games. A few more games, I'll make an exception for it because he's got a wrist injury. You want to integrate him back into the lineup. You don't want to aggravate anything. Don't know if that injury is lingering or anything. Wrist injuries usually do linger. So soothe him back into the lineup. Let him play at his pace. He'll move up the lineup eventually.
Yeah, I think interesting comment. Just to touch back, I asked Dan this question just to go back on Galchenyuk, then we'll leave that. He said, Galchenyuk, he has a lot of hustle, not the most consistent, but still a big help. So, I mean, that's going to be important down the stretch. Hopefully he can show that. But yeah, for Wayne Train, I agree with you. I think he's going to be worked up and down the lineup. I don't think he's ever going to be bona fide number 1 or bona fide number 4 lineman. I think he's going to be all up and down, play every line. He's a versatile player. So, yeah.
We've got some Tavares comments going on here. I feel like the scapegoats of Toronto right now are, well, I know they are. It's John Tavares. It's William Nylander. Not as much recently. And Frederik Anderson. Joe Thornton has been thrown into that mix as well now. But the Hockey Kid says Tavares is not himself. He hasn't been playing up to the expectation of that contract this season. But I think that John Tavares, he needs to be better. He needs to be better for sure. And it's not all about being a point per game player. He just needs to be better, do more of the little things out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he's our leader. At the end of the day, our team's struggling. So if we can get some big contributions from him at some point in the next couple games, that'd really help us out.
Yeah, he's the captain. He's the guy you look to when the team's struggling. He needs to give this team a spark. He needs to give this team a spark somehow, some way. John Tavares, he needs to step up.
Yeah, I mean, I got on him earlier in the season when the Leafs were doing really well, but I'm not going to get on him now, just because I think the Leafs, just overall, he's not the only issue, and I think you put it perfectly. Is that there's a few scapegoats: Anderson, Tavares, Thornton, Nylander used to be that. Leafs fans take them and just say they're the root cause to all our problems, and it's not that simple. It's a team sport. We can't just blame it on one player.
I'm actually curious. I don't want to see it, but I know it's going to come in the near future. A couple of years from now, say 2 years down the road. John Tavares, he's got a no-trade clause here. You think the fans are getting on him now? Think about when fans are in the building in 2 years from now, and John Tavares is having less production with this contract.
2, 3, or 4. Don't we have him under contract for another 6 years or something?
We've got him on contract for another 5 years. But I'm just saying, 2 or 3 years down the road, just imagine what the criticism is going to be like.
Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be bad.
I am envisioning it right now. I'm trying to get the image out of my head. Uh, Jason Brooks here says, smash the like button. Thank you, Jason. If you haven't already, please smash the like button. Hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, share this video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Maple Leafs Media, the brand is growing.
Yeah, it's thanks to you guys. We need more comments in here tonight. Not about Taylor Hall though. We don't want Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall. Do you want Taylor Hall? We'll have to probably pay him like 8-9 mil. You know, like he's not going to be cheap.
He's got a 1 year, $8 million contract.
These people are talking like Taylor Hall. Well, maybe this season, but
he has 2 goals. 2 goals.
What's that? 1 goal for 4 mil? Oh my gosh, these people are ripping on Thornton for his $800K contract, but they
750,000.
750, but they want 1 goal for 4 mil. Yeah, that's great value.
Yeah, Taylor Hall, and people are gonna say he has, I believe, 14 assists. He's got 16 points. He's got 2 goals. 2 goals.
I mean, he's a great player, but no, I don't think the Leafs. That's the solution to Leafs problems.
No, it's not. It's not. I'd rather, if we're going for a winger here at the trade deadline, I'd rather bring in a guy like Philip Forsberg.
Savard, or not, defenseman though. Boone Jenner, Foligno. I've seen some other names in here.
Savard. We've seen Savard, Foligno. We've heard all the names from Columbus, Nashville, Ekholm. There's a lot of interesting names out there on the trade market. There'll be more content coming out about it in the near future. But I will say no Taylor Hall. I'm not a fan of that.
What do you think of AC's comment here? Where he's talking about when was the last time the Leafs got a player at the deadline and that player absolutely killed it? Like Toffoli last season. Can't remember. Can you? And that's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. Are the Leafs known in recent years of making mid-season big waves in the trade?
With Kyle Dubas, we usually make the trades a couple weeks before the trade deadline. Like Jake Muzzin was a good trade, but it didn't it helped our team, but it didn't push us over the top. We got Kyle Clifford. He left after 7 regular season games.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jack Campbell. I mean, they're really, I can't think of one in recent memory.
Well, it's dated back a long time, but it was a long time ago. I don't think the Leafs were contenders at this point. That Phaneuf trade, that was in February. I think that was close to the deadline. Was it not? But that was years ago. That was
stage into Calgary.
Yeah, that was I think that was in February, but the Leafs weren't contenders that year. They were.
Yeah, no.
So that's a good point by AC there.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully this year's different. Hopefully.
What are we gonna get? There's a lot of trade talk. I don't know if we want to get into that.
Ferdinand says, "Do you think Galchenyuk was a good fit on the second line?" I think absolutely he was. He's a hard worker out there. He's something like the way he was playing tonight, and it was it was a workhorse, and that's something that second line could use. Give John Tavares and William Nylander even more of a spark. I like it.
Yeah, like I said, I think he came out with something to prove and a lot of energy. Yeah, spark plug, and brings new life to that line. Hopefully, he can get those 2 guys going. I think that. Don't you think that was something that Keefe wanted to do? Mix it up, bring a guy in that hasn't had a chance yet, pair him with 2 of your top guys that are kind of struggling, see what happens?
Well, at the beginning of the season, we saw Jimmy Vesey slot in there. We've seen Alex Kerfoot in there at times. We've seen Wayne Simmons in there until he broke his wrist. That left wing spot on that line has been up for grabs for a really long time. And if Galchenyuk doesn't work out, that's who I expect the Maple Leafs to be. That's the hole I expect them to be trying to fill.
Good point. Good point.
Jaden says Brian Boyle helped. Brian Boyle, that was actually one of the bigger trade, and he was our 3rd or 4th line center that year. That's one of the bigger ones in recent memory.
Yep. Yeah. Kadri, question mark. Should we bring back Kadri?
No, we have a third line center in Kerfoot. I don't really. Why would you bring back Kadri?
Yeah, I know. I just saw a comment. We gotta get to this one though. Hockey Kid says Dubas this is demanding. You know what he says? Dubas needs to get to work. Wow. He's like, what do you think? Is Dubas is sitting at home? I hope he's not sitting at home sipping tea, saying, "Oh, we lost," whatever. Like, what do you think Dubas is doing right now? Like, what do you think's on his mind?
He's probably on the phone. Maybe not making a trade right now, but he's probably checking out the market. I know he's looking into some stats somewhere. Maybe watching a game if there's one on. He's got something going on.
He's got to be doing something. I mean, you see your team getting spanked, and you're on a 6-game losing streak. You're not sleeping that well at night. I don't think so.
Okay, comment here. Trading Anderson would give us $5 million in cap space, but we're only paying $1 million. You know what else trading Frederik Anderson does? It leaves you with just Jack Campbell and Michael Hutchinson. Jack Campbell has started less than 100 games at the NHL level. Less than 100 games since 2010 when he was drafted in the first round. You want to just hand over the keys to Jack Campbell just like that and have Michael Hutchinson be the guy who comes in the case of injuries? Is that what you want? You want Michael Hutchinson and Jack Campbell as your duo?
That's a good point. That's a good point. I think that part of me kind of wants to see it. Not because I want it to happen, but because I want all the Anderson haters to either be completely wrong and apologize to Frederik Anderson for all the slander that they've said about him in recent weeks, or be completely right and or wrong, and they become the saviors and the Leafs make a deep playoff run. Either way, I think there's no in between. But no, you can't get rid of Anderson. In all seriousness, you can't get rid of him, especially at this point in the season.
No, you can't. What kind of message does that send to the locker room? Oh, we're trading away Freddie. You know, we've
Matthew's best friend. Matthew's best friend.
Yep. His old. He's Anderson was staying in Arizona for a long time during the quarantine with Matthews. Like, oh, see you, Freddie. You're just gone right before this final stretch of the season. We're gonna send you off, send you packing, get comfortable in a different organization, Carolina, wherever. That is just. That's not a good idea. And I know the comment probably following this up will be, but he's a free agent at the end of the season. So be it. If you sign him, which I don't think they will.
You don't think they will?
I mean, right now he's not performing he's not performing well, so his contract isn't going to be out of this world, but I don't think we're going to be able to afford him. And he's on the wrong side of 30 as well. So I don't think Frederik Anderson will be re-signed by Toronto.
Fair enough. But yeah, I think that's a good point. And yeah, you can't just say because his contract's ending. I think that his contract and everything he's done for the Leafs the past few years, at least in the regular season, he's been worth it.
Yeah. Jaden here says, Fred wins the cup if he gets traded.
That would sting. That would really sting.
Yeah, just think about that. You send Frederik Anderson elsewhere, and you see him win the Stanley Cup. We've seen this before. We've seen this story before with Phil Kessel. I mean, that would sting to see your starting goaltender win the Stanley Cup somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. We're doing what we did to Phil Kessel. And for anyone that I know, most people have probably seen it, but that one interview, Phil Kessel just had it with the Leafs media. He's like, "Really, guys? Like, you're doing this to me? Like, you're gonna ask me that question?" Like, I think
that was about Phaneuf.
Yeah, it was some ridiculous question, and Kessel just had enough. He's literally like I'm a human being, and I think we need to consider that about Freddie. Regardless, at the end of the year, if he leaves or not, and his stats right now, he's a human being, and we can't just rip on him day in and day out and put him as our scapegoat. Put him as a solution to all our problems. Just get rid of him. Like that's typical Leaf reaction to losing, and we gotta snap out of that. We're just going to be in this vicious cycle with no cup for another 100 years. Like, we got to snap out of it.
I mean, I have been saying this, okay, and I will continue to say this. Frederik Andersen needs to be better, but we can't put all the blame on his shoulders. It's not fair. It's not the right thing to do when the team in front of him is playing sloppy on a consistent basis, nightly basis, just playing just turning the puck over, not blocking shots. They're not helping out the goaltender. They're making his life a lot harder than it has to be.
Yeah.
We got some comments. Joe says, "I love Freddie, but have you seen his record in elimination games in the playoffs? Doesn't look good. Have you seen the Toronto Maple Leafs team record in elimination games in the past, I don't know, 15 years? That doesn't look good either. You can't blame it all on Frederik Andersen. The team has lost the games. And while you know what, sorry, I will say that Frederik Andersen, there's been some sloppy goals allowed that shouldn't have got by him in the playoffs. Sure. But is that all on Frederik Andersen that they lost these games? No. Last year in the elimination game, how much goal support did Frederik Andersen have? Not a single goal scored for the Toronto Maple Leafs in their elimination game last year. Can't blame that on Frederik Andersen.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But again, one thing I would say, the biggest knock, and I was a Freddie hater. Like, honestly, I've been a Freddie hater the past couple seasons, but this season, just after like doing some of these lives and thinking about it, I realized that he gets a lot of flack that he just doesn't deserve. Like, I think all the hate I've seen from people in the comment section and even Twitter, been back on Twitter recently, is just it's ridiculous. Like, people just want to pick and point fingers at one guy and one guy only. It's ridiculous. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go at him because everyone has an opinion on here, and I'm wrong about a lot of things too. But a boss Uden in the comment section here is just ripping on Freddie. He says, "Put a top 10 goalie on the Leafs, we win." I don't think in the past few years, maybe not this year, I'll give you that. The past few years, there's top 10 goalies better than Freddie. I don't think there is the past 5 years. And if there are, please name them the past 5 years, not this year, past 5 years. And he's saying Bernier is way better than Andersen. That's ridiculous. I mean, that is such a ridiculous comment. There's a reason why Bernier lasted only a few seasons, and he doesn't even have that many wins with the Leafs. So team wins don't correlate to a good goaltender. You're out of your mind. Stop commenting that crap.
Statistically this season, Bernier has had a better year. Sure. Sample size has been a lot smaller as well. And we've seen the Bernier project in Toronto. It wasn't pretty. I don't want to see it again. Frederik Andersen's been the backbone of this team for years. I'm going to stick with Freddie over Bernier. And I saw a comment earlier as well. I believe he got injured tonight, so not sure if that's accurate or not. Let's see
Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to keep talking about this. What were you going to say?
Desmond says, just goes to show defense wins game. Why aren't they pushing for top 4 defensemen? Come on, man. The defense has been lackluster, failing to block shots and just giving the puck away. It's been bad. It's been bad. It's been hard to watch, and we're leaving Frederik Andersen out to dry. This is the story every single night. Every single night. Frederik Andersen. Frederik Andersen's to blame. It's really quite annoying, actually.
Yeah, I mean, Leafs fans, and this is the beauty about the channel. Like, actually, don't stop commenting. I was just joking, but like, come on, like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and share it, but don't be slandering a guy's name. Like, that's just disrespectful, especially for what he's been doing the past few years for the Leafs. It's just disrespectful.
ASC, change the subject a bit. Thank you. What do the Leafs need to do to win this division? I think the obvious answer would be to win games, but let's go a little more into detail. They need to get a spark. They need to play better defensively. They can't turn the puck over. How many times did they do it tonight? 15 turnovers tonight, and blocking 7 shots when Calgary's blocking 29. They need to lay their bodies out, get in front of shots. When you're down, get a spark, start a fight, do something. This team needs to come together and play like the team they're playing as earlier in the season.
Yeah. And to reiterate, I'll go back to some of the stats I collected. The past 3 games, block shots alone, the opponent has 60 combined block shots, Leafs 27. And in each game, there's been a disparaging difference between the two. And same thing with giveaways. Leaf 50 giveaways in the past 3 games, opponents 33. So there's some glaring issues for the Leafs. And to win a division, I don't know, like. Oh, you know what we got to get into though. The hockey kids got it here. He said, "Give some credit to Justin Hall." We got to touch on this before. We'll go back to that, but can we talk? We haven't talked about that yet. Justin Hall, what do you think about that? And everyone comment what you thought about his hit and the fight. That was interesting.
I'm gonna say he's been miserable recently. He's been playing miserably recently. I'm not giving him credit for anything. He like started a fight, dropped the gloves, went to pick up his glove, got tossed around like a rag doll, didn't win the fight. I mean, at the beginning of the season, I was giving him a lot of credit, giving him praise that he deserved. But he's 2 or 3 own goals this year. Recently, he's just been playing poorly. It's been hard to watch, especially considering what he was doing earlier in the season. I can't really give him credit for much tonight.
Yeah, I was just more talking about the events that happened tonight. But yeah, recently, I think the problem with Justin Hall was it was like I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but basically like his stock or his value went up so quickly, so fast, and people were giving so much praise, but then kind of came back to reality a bit. And I don't know, like people were freaking out at the start of the season, and I was one of them. But recently, I've been proved wrong.
At the beginning of the season, I actually saw people saying Hall for Norris. Justin Hall going to win the Norris this year. No, he's not going to win the Norris this year. It's not even close. It's not even in the discussion.
His flow might. I mean, he's got nice hair. It's like a mane now. It's like down to here.
Hot Take Hockey is going off about Frederik Andersen. Andersen has been so bad, but those fans don't want to mention the guys in front that have bricks on their skates and decision-making that is so suspect. And Hot Take Hockey has a full video about a Frederik Andersen rant. You should check that out. It's a good video. But he's right. The players in front of Frederik Andersen have been to blame here. It's not Frederik Andersen's fault that there's deflected shots all the time and that the one goal you can blame him for, but man, it seems like every game I say it's not his fault, but it's really not his fault every single game we lose just because he lets the puck in.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, like it's easy to look at a stat line, look at especially goaltender statistics, be like, oh, his save percentage is horrible, the GA is bad, but I think with goaltending and defense especially, it's more of an eye test. Like you really have to pay attention to the game and see like what's happening and who's to blame in the situation. Like if we're going through the goals tonight, how many would you say were Andersen's fault purely? Like it was just bad goaltending, he should have saved it.
1. The third goal. The third goal was bad. Third goal, it
didn't the one hit off Dermott's butt? Like what's he gonna do?
Yeah, it was I think Muzzin went off his ass and then the other one went off Dermott's arm. So you can't blame Frederik Andersen for everything.
Yeah. I agree.
Ferdinand says, this is the same team that dominated against the Edmonton Oilers. This team is too inconsistent. And these inconsistencies, they're showing. They've definitely been showing as of late. We've been consistently bad recently. 6 of 7 games we've lost. This is tough times for the Toronto Maple Leafs. We need to respond tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think, like I said, we're going to see if this team is actually championship pedigree in the next few games. Need to bring it together.
I'm not even gonna say that. I'm not even gonna be worried about championship pedigree.
Okay, playoff pedigree even.
There you
Playoff
go.
pedigree.
Thank you. Now
Not championship, playoff pedigree.
Now we're talking. Now we're actually having a legitimate discussion. I want to get into the playoffs. I'll be somewhat content at that point. But right now, the way things are going, it's not irrational to think, if the Maple Leafs continue playing the way they have, that the Maple Leafs can actually fall out of a playoff spot.
Oh no, definitely not. That definitely could happen. Like, nothing's set in stone. Nothing's given in the NHL. You have to earn what you get, and the Leafs have not earned it lately. So we can't be like, oh, we're the Toronto Maple Leafs. Oh, we're better than Winnipeg. We're better than Calgary. We're better than Edmonton. No, that's not how it works. Those teams recently have been a lot better, and nothing's given. Nothing.
Dimitri says, first round exit as every year.
It's tough, but true. People
Uh,
aren't forgetting, about Rib's tattoo.
oh yeah, Rib said he'd get a tattoo if the Leafs don't make it out of the North Division. Oh boy.
Our buddy said, I don't know if you guys have seen it, everyone, but he said he was confident. This was when the Leafs were like clear 12, 14, 16 points of the division. He said if the Leafs don't win the division, he'll get a tattoo. And he said it'd be real and he'd live stream it too. So he might be getting it.
Oh, I wonder if tattoo. I wonder if he's gonna be screaming when the tattoo happens. I don't know. I've never got a tattoo, so I don't know what it feels like. But.
Yeah, I got a huge one on my chest, but I'm not going to show it off.
Oh boy.
Where is Rib?
ASC since February 19th, Leafs are last in the North. Leafs are last in the North.
AC, I'm going to ask you just for like the next 5 minutes, can you get rid of the depressing comments? Because they're really bringing me down right now.
I mean, we've already been upset enough tonight. I'm trying to have some smiles right now. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do when the Leafs keep losing. But what is there to be really happy about? The Leafs play tomorrow. Is it going to be the same story again?
I don't know.
You want to give a prediction for tomorrow night's game?
Usually I'm ready for those predictions. I haven't even thought about it. We're playing Calgary again, right?
We're playing Calgary again tomorrow.
I haven't even thought about it.
I'd assume Campbell's going to start tomorrow.
My gosh.
Everyone in the comments section, drop your score prediction for tomorrow.
I'm going to think about it on the spot here. Do you have yours?
I'm
actually, let's get some in here first.
I'm debating it. It's tough here. 4-1 Flames, lose 3-2. 4-1 Calgary. Wow. 5-1 Leafs, 3-1 Leafs.
I like that. 3-1.
3-2 Leafs. 3-0. We get a shutout by Riddick again. 12-1 Leafs. Woo! Galchenyuk and Matthews with hat tricks. Wow. That's optimistic.
12-1, that'd be a steamrolling. That'd be a record, I think, or something. No, not a record. But.
Okay, so score prediction. I'm going to say I'm going to go 3-1 Leafs with. I don't have much confidence in saying that, but I'll say 3-1 Leafs tomorrow.
Okay. I got
Hot Take Hockey. Hot Take Hockey says 6-1 Flames.
With Bennett ahead. Oh my.
If that happens, the comments section will be blowing up with trade for Sam Bennett comments.
Yeah, it'll be trade Anderson for Sam Bennett. Or trade back is VC playing tomorrow?
VC's with Vancouver.
Oh, I forgot. I thought he got picked up by Calgary. Never mind. That was this week, though, right?
Yeah, that was the other day.
Okay.
What do you think about score prediction though? You got one?
Yeah, I got one. I'm saying 5-3 Leafs. I'm gonna say they turn around. They're only gonna win though. I was defending Anderson. They're only gonna win if Campbell starts though. We gotta see Campbell start.
Jack
Anderson's
Campbell.
gotta take a night off. Yeah, Campbell starts, Leafs win 5-3.
I
Hopefully.
mean, the Leafs tend to win when Jack Campbell starts, but I think he's only got 3 starts this season, so such a small sample size, played under 100 games. I'm not trusting him to be the starter from this point on for the rest of the season, but I'd like to see him get more reps for sure. Ryan here says if Campbell wins tomorrow, he's our starter until proven otherwise. I don't care what Freddie has done in the past. I mean, you can't just give Jack Campbell the keys because Frederik he's been playing bad recently, sure. But Jack Campbell has a few good games coming off an injury. And you're just going to give him the starting role just like that? What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, again, part of me wants to see, and this isn't that I think it's the best for the Leafs. Part of me wants to see the Leafs trade Anderson and see all these people talking a big game about Jack Campbell being the next Johnny Bower or Martin Brodeur. Let him be our starter and see how we do. They might be right. They might be wrong. Let them. Let's see how it goes and just play it by ear. And then we sign Anderson back at the end of the year for a 2-year deal if it all goes bad.
I really like Jack Campbell, okay? He's got a great attitude.
He's a good guy. He is.
Yeah, he seems like a great guy to have in the locker room. But ASC here says my point for me. He's not a starter in the NHL yet. He never has been. He was drafted in 2010, 11th overall, and he's never been a starter in the NHL. So something's got to give here.
I'm gonna look up how old is he?
I think he's 29.
I'll look it up.
29, I believe. Is 29?
Yeah, he's 29.
Yeah, 29. 29. So Hot Take Hockey says Campbell is confirmed starter. I said the same thing as Clarkey. Campbell, run it with him. Let him ride until he dies. He either keeps going and the Leafs win a cup, or Freddie haters can shove it.
Yeah, I think that's what they got to do.
So you wanna give Campbell the starting role?
I don't think you can ever announce that. Like Anderson is our starter, but I think you kind of just do it subtly. Like, oh, Anderson's injured, or we're giving him time off to recoup, rest. And you start Campbell for a few games and see how it goes. Is Campbell healthy?
Supposedly, he's coming off an injury though, so
I'll look it up.
He's coming off an injury, so he might not be fully healthy. Jamie Crawford here says Campbell is 3-0-0 with a 1.3 goals against average. Wake up, guys! Come on. Yes, he has a 1.33 goals against average in 3 games. 3 games. Yes, he says he's been a backup for a reason. I really like Jack Campbell. I really like Frederik Anderson. This conversation's been going on forever. It's nonstop.
You know what
you got to ride with the hot hand, I think.
You know what I saw is that I don't know if anyone's ever heard this before. I just read this online. A nickname for the Leafs is called Pension Plan Puppets. From the Ontario pension plan, the teachers' pension plan. They're calling them the Leafs the Pension Plan Puppets. They're saying that Anderson's starting tomorrow. This is the article. But not Anderson, Campbell. I think Campbell's going to start tomorrow. I think he's healthy.
3 games is an entire season for some Leafs fans. Yep, you got it. You got it. 3 games, and that's all you need. It's all you need.
So true.
All you need to see, and that player, he's the greatest. Just hand Hand the
He
keys
might
over.
get inducted to the Hall of Fame with some of the comments in here, eh? Like, I think honestly, we would just give him the keys to the Hall of Fame right now.
Plan the parade. Let's go. Rye says, I think we should play Nylander with Matthews and Marner. What do you think of this, Clarkey? Do you like that idea? Putting Nylander, Matthews, and Marner?
You know what, Rye? Why not? Like, I'm not Keith. I'm no coach. I don't know, but I do know the Leafs are struggling right now. So if we got to mix it up, change up the lines, why not? Why not?
My answer is no. You can put anybody else with Matthews and Marner. Hyman would be my pick. You can't just take Nylander away from John Tavares. You think his production has been low this season? You take away William Nylander, that production is going to go down more. So I don't think you can just stack that top line like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I don't know. At least we got to do something.
Selman in all caps. Why is everybody still worrying? Why is everyone worrying? We are still in first. Calm down. I'm always saying keep calm and belief, but it's very hard to right now when you lose 6 of your last 7 games, and the only win you had was in overtime against the team in second place. That's very hard to stay calm at this point in time right now.
You know, I'm calm right now. I'm actually very calm, relaxed. It's not getting to me because I've seen the story before. We've seen the Leafs go through parts of the season where maybe not to the extent they were. Honestly, I don't know if I've seen the Leafs that dominant for years. A few weeks ago, the Leafs, when they were on a roll, top of the division, they were on fire. But, you know, recently it's back to the old Leafs. It's like, oh, well, howdy Lee, la, whatever. You know, like, it is what it is. This is still better than some of the Leafs the years past, and all I care about is the playoffs. That's all I care about. Hopefully we get there.
I feel as if we should get to the playoffs. I really hope we get to the playoffs. I hope we make a deep playoff run. But right now, it's hard. It's hard to watch. This team has been struggling, and they need a spark somehow, some way. I don't know what that spark's going to be, but it needs to start tomorrow night. Hopefully, Jack Campbell can give this team a spark, and as Hot Take Hockey said, hopefully he can win the Vezina Trophy.
Yeah. Hot Take's agreeing with me again. Thank you, Hot Take. It's big facts, Clarkey. Our Leafs just go on stretches choking themselves. I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, what are we gonna do? Suit me up. I'll go out there. I might last 10 seconds, but suit me up. I'll get in a fight. I guarantee you I'll fight just as good as Hall. Maybe not better, but just as good, because that was a funny fight tonight. Eh? Oh my god.
I mean, I think I could put up a better fight. Sorry, Justin Hall, but I mean that was come on, man. He pretty much got tackled. Like,
he wasn't expecting it though. If you saw it, like, he was putting his gloves back on, then Kachuk kind of just like went at him. I don't know.
What do you think of Kachuk?
I got him on my fantasy, and it's a bangers league.
Hold on. We'll come back to this. Sledge Hockey 101, Calgary Flames fan in here.
I knew he was coming in.
Hall played dirty tonight. That hit on Goodrow. He's saying that hit on Johnny Goodrow was dirty. Cry me a river.
That's ridiculous, okay? It's not Hall's fault. Goudreau is 120 pounds soaking wet. That's not Hall's fault. Hall basically picked him up, said, here, little baby, and threw him. Okay? It's not Hall's fault that Goudreau left himself exposed, had his head down, and he got nailed.
That hit was like, that's a textbook clean hit. He rocked him. He knocked him on his butt.
That's Rock'em Sock'em.
Rock'em Sock'em, Don Cherry movies. Yeah, that's Don Cherry movie worthy. He destroyed Johnny Goodrow. That was a clean hit. I don't know what are you talking about. How is that not a clean hit?
Flames fans, eh?
It's
Oh
not
my
like he
gosh.
it's not like he launched off his feet. It's not like he made contact with his head. It was shoulder, and Johnny Gaudreau was in the danger zone. He was a couple feet away from the boards. If you're gonna play at the boards there, get closer and absorb the hit. You don't just go flying into the boards. That's how you get injured. So that's on Johnny Gaudreau.
Oh no, 100% agree. I was laughing because he has a follow up here. Flames fan, Sledge Hockey 101 has a follow up here. He says he deserves a suspension. Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Suspension for that hit? Wow.
That's laughable. That's laughable.
We might as well start suspending players for making too many dents with their skates in the ice. Oh, you're skating too hard. You get suspended. Like, what are you kidding me?
I
Come
don't know.
on.
Did you see what Tom Wilson got suspended for? That hit against the Bruins. Did you see that?
No,
Or not?
I missed that.
Okay, well, if this was suspendable, considering that Tom Wilson is a repeat offender, he would have been banned from the NHL if this is a suspension. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, I like some of the Leafs response in here. We got to get to some of these responses.
I wish I had a video of this hit just to play it on repeat for this Flames fan in here. Let's see what. Oh, just stop. Sledge. No personal attacks in here. Wayne Simmons needs to fight. Would have been nice to see Wayne Simmons fight, but you don't really want that because JB follows it up because he has a
That's
sore
a good,
wrist. I've
great point.
broken a wrist before, and you don't want to re-break that thing or that injury. It's gonna linger for a really long time. Don't bother dropping of gloves. Let's see someone else step up. And Justin Hall, if you're gonna fight, you need to do it better. Give this team a spark instead of giving the Flames a spark.
I think that like at the end of the day though, Paul definitely like the fight kind of made up for Kachuk standing up for his guy, but come on, like that was a nice hit, and everyone in the whole arena saw him lay him out.
There weren't
And
many people in the arena.
okay, well, yeah, that's a good point. But I mean, like all the players, I should say, all the players, both teams saw him just absolutely lay him out, and I think that's a bit motivating for the Leafs. I think that the Leafs overall tonight were a bit more physical, and definitely it didn't help. I mean, physical doesn't mean you're going to win the game, but the Leafs were pretty physical tonight.
Yeah, they were physical. They didn't have the puck as much. They had over 30 hits tonight. I think that's the first time this season they've done that. But the game, it's not all about hitting anymore. ASC says, "How about those Blue Jays?" Let's not go there. I mean, Blue Jays are building a good team right now, but there's something to be excited about with them. But we've still got a hockey season with the Toronto Maple Leafs. We still
Are you
got a
gonna
hockey season.
Are you gonna create a Blue Jays channel? I mean, I have to admit, I'm not an MLB fan, but I know you are. Will you create a Blue Jays channel?
See, I've thought
Or
about
too
that
much work?
because I've got a football one. If you haven't checked it, it's called the Bills Bunker. I post videos about the Buffalo Bills on a daily basis, pretty much, just like this. The Maple Leafs media. I'm not sure if I'll ever make a Blue Jays channel, but I will tell you that I'm gonna have someone else that I know, someone trying to be a sports journalist, just like myself, who follows the game of baseball and basketball as well. We're gonna have a show about what Toronto team do you think will win a championship next? Now,
Oh,
that's
that's
an intro.
easy.
Who do you think it is?
Actually, I don't know. I'll let you go on.
That's gonna be a show sometime in the near future, so it won't just all be about the Maple Leafs, but it might be all about the Maple Leafs because maybe that's who I'll pick. Haven't decided yet.
Argos. I don't know. I guess you got to consider Argos. I don't know if CFL is going to exist after the season or last season.
What's that? The Argos?
Like
Well,
CFL, I think the CFL.
They're combining with someone else.
I think the CFL league is close to being done.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Like,
gonna be hard to recover this year.
they don't make much money, but it's sad because we want to see a domestic league.
Bills signed Chicago's quarterback. Yeah, we've got the two best quarterbacks in our division.
You don't need to tell this guy about Bills. I mean, Bills and Leafs rivals. I don't know which one he loves more, but he knows the ins and out of the Bills, and he got that notification within 5 minutes, I'm guessing.
I love both of them equally. I pour my heart and soul into both teams. I love them both, and I've never seen either of them win a championship.
Wait, what's this? What's this? XFL is combining with the CFL? Is that the
Yeah.
Is that the John or who created that league in the States, right? That American League?
I think it was
Alternative
McMahon.
League? McMahon, yeah, McMahon. Yeah. They're combining. Wow, that's interesting.
JB says, I love the Bills. JB, check out my other channel. Check out the Bills Bunker is what it's called. I got a bunch of stuff on there about the Buffalo Bills all the time. The Bills Bunker, the logo, it's like a bull. I think you'll love it, JB. So let's get back to Chuck says Marlies will win next championship. We'll see. Maybe it'll be the Maple Leafs.
Toronto Rock.
John hates Tom Wilson. If Tom Wilson was a Toronto Maple Leaf, I don't think he'd be saying that though.
No, it's like Kachuk. Like I want to rip on him, but if he was on the Leafs, I'd love him. Both of them.
Bills Mafia.
Donnie likes the Colts, eh?
Dolphins.
That's sad, eh? Donnie, how'd that loss? How was your 40-year-old QB? Oh, didn't do too well there, eh, buddy?
Good luck with Carson Wentz this year. That's going to be a project for sure.
I like the Giants though, so I can't chirp. I like the Giants.
I can talk all I want because the Buffalo Bills, they're on top of the world right now. Not quite Super Bowl champions, but we are a emerging team for sure. So, I mean, we've gotten a little off topic here. Toronto Maple Leafs tonight, their efforts were disappointing once again. I expected a rebound here. So we did our score predictions. Do you want to give any player predictions for tomorrow night before we head out of here?
That's a good one. I'm going to say, you know what? Galchenyuk, he's going to have a point. He's going to have a point. Whether it's an assist or goal, I don't know, but he's going to have a point.
Who's that?
Galchenyuk.
That's not even a bold prediction the way he is.
All right, fine.
He's going to get a point? Come on.
I'm going to say to shut up all the JT haters in here, he's going to get 2 goals tomorrow. 2 goals. He's going to come out strong. He's going to lead as a captain. He's going to be Clark Kent for the Leafs, Superman, and he's going to get 2 goals. He's going to lead the way. He's going to shed the light and just hold that stick, that guardian stick like Gandalf. If anyone's ever seen Lord of the Rings, has anyone ever seen that? It's a great movie. If you haven't.
No.
Well, you got to watch it because you're missing out. It's just 4 hours long each one. He's going to take that stick of light into the dark tunnel and lead everyone, lead the troops. They're all going to be following, and he's going to score 2 goals. The Leafs are going to win.
Very interesting there. So we've got just sub to the Bills bunker. Let's go Bills. Thank you. So Galchenyuk scores a goal. Galchenyuk a goal tomorrow night. Nylander 2 goals. Okay. Simmons gets 1 tomorrow. Love to see the Wayne train come back after being derailed for a bit, score a goal. Mitch Marner with the game-winning goal. Hopefully so, and gets the game-winning goal for Toronto. Jack Campbell with a shutout. Book it. That's a lot of confidence. Jack shutout. I'm going to say we'll see TJ Brody scores first goal against first goal as a Toronto Maple Leaf, and that'll come against his former team. And I will say that Wayne Simmons finishes the night with 2 assists. Those are my predictions for tomorrow night for players. I have 3-1 win for the Toronto Maple Leafs, although I'm hesitant to say it. Hot take hockey. Spezza 4 goals. That'd be a vintage night.
Oh yeah, I mean Spets has been rolling. I mean I love to see Spets having success on the Leafs. It's great to see that NHL legend.
Videos of Reddit. Anderson 5 goals against.
Oh come on, get that hating crap out of here. Come on, videos of Reddit. I love Reddit, but you're making me hate it now just because it's in your name. Because I hate your comment.
Slump is over for the Leafs. It's time to turn over a new leaf. Adversity will be met stick to stick.
I gotta say, there's one thing I gotta say in here though. Solomon, you had a great comment, but then you just spammed. Why? Why do you spam? You know, we'll get to your comment. You don't need to spam, man. Like it's just not cool. Like
Yeah.
you're just ruining the comment section for everyone. But
Yeah.
you know,
If people
sorry,
are
go ahead.
spamming nowadays, like I found out a way to finally do this. I found out that I can put people in timeouts. So if people are spamming, I will put them in a corner and I'll put them on timeout in the comment section.
I actually like his comment though. That's like we got to get to it, but it's just like you don't need to spam.
Okay.
What do you think about hockey on ESPN? This is a big deal for the NHL. Stephen A. Smith will talk about hockey, and I'm sure everyone in here, mostly everyone knows about Stephen A. Smith and those big names in the U.S. Do you think they're capable about talking about hockey, and do you think they actually will?
See, I don't think they care about hockey. I believe it's Hot Take Hockey. I believe Hot Take Hockey here has a channel, or a video rather, on his channel about Max Kellerman's comments about hockey. They don't care about hockey. So, am I interested to see how it works out? Not really. Uh, I really, I don't think it's going to change much at all.
Yeah, I think the only thing I could see changing is not so much like the pundits. Like I don't think like there's some comments in here. There's, they just don't know about hockey. They're probably right. And like Donnie says that, a few other people. But I think what it will improve is that the coverage. Like I think that it's on a sports channel that'll help the overall league get more games to the consumer rather than being on CNBC or sorry, not CNBC, NBC, ABC. I think it's a bit more accessible now just to the everyday sports fan. But I think in terms of like pundits, yeah, I don't know if they're going to go on a hiring spree to actually get people to talk about hockey or not. That's remained to be seen.
Yeah, Ferdinand here says hockey is an afterthought for ESPN. And in the USA, I mean, it's just the way it is. The most popular sports are football and basketball. Hockey is always taken a backseat to those two sports, and I feel like ESPN will probably have them in a backseat to those two sports still.
Yeah. The other thing I would say is that ESPN's owned by Disney, and Disney owns NBC, which a lot of the hockey analysts before were on NBC, so they probably are just going to transfer them over.
Yeah, I mean, this it's interesting. Hopefully, ESPN does a good job with their coverage. Hopefully, it works out. But Hot Take Hockey says they need to hire the right people, and it could work. I sure hope it works. It would be great for the game to continue expanding. You never know who you could reach with putting it on a different station. With ESPN, you never know what person you're gonna reach. You could have the next Austin Matthews just watching it and say, "I want to try hockey." It's great for the game, but it remains to be seen how it works out.
Yep. Yep.
So, on that note, we're gonna head out of here. We've given our predictions for tomorrow. I say 3-1 Toronto. Simmons with 2 assists. Brody with his first goal as a Maple Leaf. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Clarkey, you want to give your closing statements for tonight?
Yeah, like thanks everyone, and I mean, yeah, I go hard at some of the commentators, or comments, but I'm just joking around. Like I think everyone has their own opinion, and that's the beauty of this channel is we can all come together and people can shoot in whatever they believe as long as they don't spam. It's all good. It's all fun and games, and you know, it's great to come here after a loss, and it's been tough the last few games, the last few weeks, but hopefully the Leafs can bring it together and we can see some better hockey moving forward. But at the end of the day, it's just great to come on here. Thank you, Jake, for having me again, and everyone commenting. You guys make the channel, so keep coming back and commenting. It's great to have different opinions. And just stay safe, stay happy, and have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you, Clarkey, for coming on tonight, and thank you to everyone in the comments section. As always, you all make the show possible. Thank you for giving your input, your questions. Tomorrow night, I'm not certain if I will be doing a post-game show or not. I have not decided. Either way, you can expect a video of some sort, whether it's an upload or live. I'm not sure, but there will be something in the regarding tomorrow night's game. So, on that note, thank you, Clarkey. This is Maple Leafs Media. I'm your guy, Jake. Stay safe out there, and go Leafs go.